I think that's much. So I started my career in 2019, if I'm correct, when I left high school. So back then, when I finished high school, when I finished writing my secondary school exams, there was the current government then built a, should I call it a hub, a tech hub opposite our school. So I was so intrigued at the building. The building was so fine. I was like wondering what they were doing inside. So one day after the exams that day, I just gathered courage, me and my friends. So we went inside the building and we're like asking the receptionist, like, what are they doing here? Because so many young people like us, they were inside the hall pushing computers. So we're like trying to know what they were doing. Luckily for us, that was the kickstart of a tech program, Junior Tech Africa, where they train kids on web development, Scratch. As at that time, for Scratch. So she enrolled us, and the manager of the place agreed to allow us come every Friday to learn web development. So every Friday, we leave our school after around 2, 3, go to that place, learn for like 2 hours before we go home. So as time went on, the rest of my friends, they dropped. I don't know why they were, I think they were not interested. So I was the only one going. I think that was how my interest in tech came about.
Okay, thank you. That was very insightful. I think that's very interesting because most people in tech, they got into the field by taking an online course or something, and you add a physical kind of introduction to the field. I think that's interesting. So, can you tell us about your career currently, where you work, what you do, and what your day-to-day job is like?
Okay, so I started my product design journey. Okay, that's at that time in GT, they were teaching web development. So, and I don't know why, but I was always feeling headache whenever they were teaching. So, a friend of mine then in the same class was a graphic designer, so he was always just designing, and I just felt that was where I belonged. So I asked him to like teach me graphic design. We were both young, so he couldn't teach me so well. So during I went for the JTA program. I think I missed a few classes. Then after 6 months, but the program was for 6 months, they refused to give me a certificate. They said I did not attend the training throughout. So I can remember I cried that day during the graduation because they did not give me a certificate.
Wow.
So I went. I was just trying let me just show around before I leave the building, before I leave this place finally. So I just went upstairs because it's it's a big building. So I went upstairs and I saw another hall with children inside. I don't know what came over me. I just entered, pushed the door, and entered. I was looking at everybody was looking at me because it was the front of the class. Everybody was just looking at me. I was like, what's this guy doing here? So the manager now asked me, like, what are you looking for? So I was just saying, I was passing by and I saw children inside and I want to know what they are doing here. So he started explaining to me that they train people for 1 year on graphic design and it was a free program. Like you didn't have to pay anything, they just train people. So that was how I enrolled. I think after 1 week or 2 weeks, they called me and I started, and that's how I started my design journey. I started with graphic design. Then COVID-19 came during 2020, early 2020. COVID-19 came on, could no longer go to the place. So I had to stay at home with no laptop, nothing, just there. After about 6 months, when we resumed, so they had to rush everything and they skipped product design. They had to rush everything from graphic design to branding, the full curriculum of 1 year. They rushed it in like 6 months so that we could graduate. And they skipped product design. But during the program, I got to know product design. I was so much interested. So after we graduated, certificate and the rest of them, I went to learn product design on my own because as I then had a senior who was in product design and I saw how much money he made from product. So I was like, this is what this is what I want to do. So I learned product design on my own with his help as well, giving me links to free courses on YouTube. I learned product design on my own. So, and luckily for me, it didn't take up to, so that's it, around 2 months before I got my first job from LinkedIn. And so that was how my career started.
Well, that's great and it's very interesting. So you got a job just 2 months into the product design field. I think that's a feat.
Yeah.
Most people get to achieve that. It's great. So the next question I'll be asking you is, how does your job fit into your general lifestyle? Let's say your social life, your education, and let's just say your general lifestyle. How does it fit into it?
Okay, all tech bros are I think all tech bros are considered introvert because all they do is stay at home, work on their laptop from morning to night. Naturally, I'm a very social person. I like to go out, like I'm very loud in public, like to talk with people. I think tech has limited that a lot more because I work remotely. Most of the time, I'm at home, pressing my laptop or sharing tasks to junior designers. So I don't really have time to go out that much. I think that was how tech affected my social life. But yeah, that's it.
Are you finding a way around it? Do you still get time off to um, get out, to see your friends, and I don't know, improve on your social life?
Yeah, definitely. I think my inspiration comes from my surrounding. If I don't go out, I feel like I'm imprisoned or I'm like in a shell. So from time to time, yeah, I go out just to stroll around, and even if I don't want to go and buy anything, I can just take my phone, start walking around the streets, greeting people, just to clear my head.
Okay,
But I
that's
still find time to go out to eat, and the rest of them.
okay. 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 The next question is, what do you like most about your work, apart from the money? Because I know you might say the money. So, what do you like most about your work?
Okay, one thing I like most is like in product design and gives like it just open ways for you to meet new people, see from CEOs, like what types of people, developers, and interesting people at that, very creative persons. And I think that's the thing I like most about my work. And collaboration too. You get to collaborate with stakeholders, developers, graphic designers. It's really cool and interesting.
Okay. What about what you like least about your work? There's something you don't like about it.
What I like least about my work. Uh what I like least is I think is how hard it is to convince somebody that you can do the job. Deep down, you know you can actually because of the way there are a lot of product designers in Nigeria. Trust me, like double the amount that is needed. So getting a job in product design, like an average product designer, getting a job is actually a struggle. So and for you convincing people that you can actually not you know you can do the job, but convincing them that you can do this job is a struggle. I think that's what I like least about myself.
But I think you should have gotten out of that since you already have product design experience. I think experience on your resume is great, and you have a great portfolio too. So, do you think that has helped you out a little bit?
Yeah, you helped me out a lot. I'm not talking about me actually. I'm talking about other people because I
Generally,
watch other
okay,
designers. Yeah, generally the way they struggle to get jobs from the tech market, it's actually a very big struggle. But for me, yeah, I would say I got lucky. I got a job in less than 3 months, and I didn't have to struggle from then. Even after that, I got other gigs and other remote jobs. So I didn't have to struggle a lot to get jobs.
okay, okay. Okay, so the next question is, what kind of accomplishments tend to be valued and rewarded in product design field? What accomplishments are most rewarded in your field?
What accomplishment when you in product design field when you design a solution that saves the company from spending more money or it brings revenues to them, I think that's a very big accomplishment. That's
Okay,
the most celebrated actually.
okay, okay. I think that's great. That's money related. I think every company will want to cut costs. That's great.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
related.
Okay, what skills, abilities, and personal attributes are essential to success in product design field? What personal abilities, attributes, and skills are very essential in the product design field?
Skills. For skills, first of all, you have to go at what you do. Like if you're not good, nobody will want to hire you if you're a graphic designer. That's just one. The second one is how will I put it? Putting yourself out there. I think that's a skill. Networking. If you don't know how to network, it might be good, but if you don't know how to sell yourself out to people, sell yourself to employers, to people that want to hire you, you might not get hired. I think that's the most important of all. There are people that are not as good as some other people, but the way they know how to sell themselves, so they get jobs more than other people. I think that's the most important, actually.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. So the next question, we're coming to the end of this interview already. The next question is, if you could do this all over again, would you choose the same career path for yourself?
Definitely. I will choose it over and over a billion times.
Okay. Love the job. That's very clear. Okay. Last question here is, what advice would you give someone who is considering joining the product design field?
Yeah, from statistics show that there are not enough product designers right now. I don't know how that's possible, but that's what it says. So yes, you can join. You don't have to have. I did not get a university degree before I started in product design, and nobody asked me about a university degree when I was being hired for jobs. You don't have to have a big degree before you get into product design. It's wide enough to accommodate everybody.
Okay.
And another thing is when you are learning, when you just get into product design, when you are learning, try to filter out the noise. There are a lot of wrong information on the internet. So try to filter out the garbage and just focus on building yourself and networking. That will do the trick.
Okay. That's very good. Thank you so much for joining me with this interview. Thank you.
Yeah,
And
my pleasure.
okay. Have a good day, and I hope to speak with you again soon.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you. Good night.
Good night.